Back to Midweek Sports Special. Now it's the Mirror British Gymnastic Championships from Wembley, and a crucial time for the competitors as they've got one eye on qualifying for the British team for the World Championships in Montreal in November. As we start with the women's event, our reporter is Helen Rollison with the commentators Monica Phelps and first John Taylor.
Well, the atmosphere here at Wembley really is special. I don't think I've ever seen the gymnasts quite so keyed up for a competition. To reach these finals, they've already fought their way through the preliminaries, so each one has a carryover score, and their marks today will be added to that. Terry Bartlett leads the men's competition, with the defending champion Andrew Morris in second place, 0.5 of a mark behind. That's a lot in gymnastics. Carl Bynum third, and then two of the youngsters, Roman Edwards and James May, and the veteran Barry Winch in sixth place. In the women's competition, Sally Lana leads. Her great rivals, Hayley Price and Lisa Young in second and third places, the very experienced Kathy Williams fourth, Stephanie Micklem fifth, and Menna Samuel sixth. It's the women's competition first, and they begin with the vault. And we join it as Stephanie Micklem is about to compete.
Stephanie's already scored 9.45 on her first vault. The women have two opportunities. She'll be doing the same vault, but seeing if she can better that score. Debatable, she'll be lucky she had a jump forward there, but still a very powerful vault there for a young girl.
Look at the run, the power she gets into it, the drive towards the springboard, and the thing to watch here is the power she gets off the horse. 15 years old, and the girls often find that difficult, but tremendous power there from Stephanie. Her score, 9.5, what a start.
And this girl, Jackie McCarthy from Loughton Gymnastic Club, is most definitely Britain's best ever vaulter. Just take a look at this. Full twisting Sukahara, long, could be higher. And coming through as the leader from the preliminary rounds, Sally Lana from Redditch in Bromsgrove. She's got everything to gain from doing a good vault here. A nice Sukahara with a half twist. A good start from Sally.
And when you're in the lead, desperately important to get a good start. Sally Lana, good attack, good control on the runway. That half-twisting Sukahara, so she comes out facing forwards, just a small step back, and that's excellent, 9.7.
Hayley Price, most attractive young lady, down for her second vault, scored 9.75 for her first. A lovely, long, elegant vault. She could score more, it depends purely on the judge's opinion.
A chance to look at that Hayley Price vault again. She really does do this full on, full off, as well as anybody in the world. Beautiful shape, beautiful control, and an absolutely controlled landing. And 9.8, a marvellous start for her.
Quick signal from Lisa Young to the judges saying that she's ready to start. All of these gymnasts really on edge because they know they're being looked at for the teams for the World Championships in Montreal later this year. Lisa just making that ginger. This is a new routine, but she's already put in an extra swing. Safely through, but only just. Nearly messed up the dismount, the pipe chute front.
Hayley Price to the asymmetric bars. She started this competition 1.75 points behind Sally Lana. She made up 0.1 on the first piece of apparatus. Can she keep the surge towards that #1 spot going? Kreisel turn. Back onto the top bar, build up to the finish, shoot front, And, oh, that really was a disappointing error for her. It's going to be point 3 given away there at the end. And it really was given away.
Cathy Williams, one of the veterans of British gymnastics at only 21. She's really been on the international scene for quite a long time. Saw her in her first international back in 1977. Suffering from a minor back injury, but it's not apparent in her work. A very long shoot front and one of the best bar routines we've seen so far today, and she certainly looks jolly pleased with that.
And at the halfway point, it couldn't be closer. Sally Larner in the lead just from Hayley Price, Cathy Williams third, Stephanie Micklem fourth, Lisa Young fifth, and Jackie McCarthy sixth. Hayley Price to the beam in second place.
Beautiful series there from her mount into the Valdez. Lots of movements linked together, and this is what the judges are looking for. A bold turning jump. She just has to keep this tempo and stand it up. Losing her legs slightly on that Corbett flick-flack, named after the famous Olga Corbett. Cleverly anticipating the wobbles and moving out of them. Very skillful beam worker. Only a full twisting dismount, but a very nice routine. And a very rare smile there from Hayley. And a very calm-looking Sally Larner, who's in the lead in this competition so far, but she needs 9.15 to hold on to the lead. Which means that really she can't afford to fall off the apparatus. But, John, this is all about pressure, isn't it? Especially on the beam.
And at this stage, going at this stage in the rotation, she's seen a lot of the other gymnasts falter. I never know whether that actually helps or makes one feel nervous as you realise that everybody's having a bad day.
Well, I think that depends on what kind of a competitor you are. If they are hungry enough to win, it should work for the better.
Certainly showing some poise now. Looking confident on those turns.
Very bold jump combination there. Yes, she has. She's turned into a really polished gymnast. She's had a couple of wobbles, but here's the dismount. A Sukahara dismount, yes, and that should keep her in the lead. That was a super routine there.
Well, by this stage, Sally Larner very poised, very elegant. The Sukahara dismount, but she had a very shaky beginning to the routine, and it just depends how much she's marked down for that. 9.1, she's lost the lead.
And Hayley Price is in the lead, but only just by 0.025, and so she really has to have a faultless routine to hold on to that lead. A very well landed double back. She really looks on form today. combination of twisting, Arabian, and a full twister to finish in the middle there.
How anxious and nervous she looked, but it's something she can live with. It's been good for her, it's spurred her on, and this an excellent last routine, but just a single twist there.
A lovely routine, a pity that she didn't have a more difficult final run, but a new routine, and it certainly did suit her. The great Cathy Williams lying in third place, eager to put absolutely everything into this. The British title has eluded her for a long time. This is one of the last opportunities she may have to get it. Just making that double back, and the mat not helping. As light as a feather, one can hardly hear her land or take off. Then the Arab Spring flicks straight back, tagged on the end, but not really a combination. A very nice routine, but really not difficult enough to take a title. Well, here's Sally, a very nervous little girl. She knows that the title depends on her floor routine. She's just seen her teammate, Hayley Price, score 9.3. And she has to get 9.35 to overhaul Hayley and take the title. Now, a lot of this depends on this very first tumble. Oh, dear me, and she's fallen, and she's out of the area, and that could have cost her the title.
Well, Sally's routine has got more difficulty in it than Hayley's. I don't think she can get back after that mistake, but she does at least finish up with a double back, so she's still got half a chance.
It must be really difficult for her to recover after that fall at the beginning.
And this has to be perfect to give her a chance. Oh, and she's gone for the double twist. I don't think that's going to be enough with that big mistake on the first tumble run. A disappointed Sally.
No, I think from the look on her face, she already knows the result. Trying to be of some consolation, John Reeves, but I don't think he'll succeed.
Well, this is where it all went wrong for Sally Lana. Too many points lost there as she stumbles out of the 12-meter area. And that really put Hayley Price right in the driving seat. She knew she only had to get through her floor exercise without any major faults, and she did just that. Performing stylishly as she'd done all the competition, scored 9.3, and that for her means a second British Championship. Well, Hayley Price won the British Championship in 1983. She lost it last year, and she's got it back again in 1985. Kathy Williams creeping ahead of Sally Lana to take the silver medal, and there's Sally in the bronze medal position.
Hayley, an absolutely marvellous competition. Congratulations. But the floor sequence was really crucial, wasn't it?
It all depended on the last floor, which was Sally, and we were relying about 0.25 between each other. So, depending if she fell, it meant I won. If she scored 9.3, we tied. So,
did you honestly think that she was going to do that?
I hadn't got a clue. This is what happened when she did it.
But she's a fierce competitor like yourself, and the possibility was that she'd pull out an even better performance than you did.
Yeah, we're both quite competitive when we're in competition. Although we're great friends out in the gym and out at home. In competition, there's so much pressure. Competitiveness builds up, and it was really sort of, you know, loggerheads.
What was your feeling when she did fall?
Oh, I was really tense. It was such a relief when she'd finished. Although, you know, sorry for Sally, but at the same time, I was pleased, obviously.
Well, a marvellous competition. Of course, you've got to look forward to the World Championships now, because you must be going.
Hopefully.
You've been to a lot of World Champions before, haven't you?
I've been to 2 World Championships, and I hope to make Montreal the 3rd, yeah.
Well, that victory, I've no doubt, has secured for Hayley a place in the World Championships in Montreal. But what about the men? Well, there's quite a battle there for the title, and we'll be joining that and the skating of Bestiminova and Bukin immediately after the break. Welcome back, and we return to Wembley now for the Mirror British Gymnastics Championships. We've seen how Hayley Price took the women's title. Now the pressure's on Andrew Morris from Swansea to hold on to the title that he's won for the last 2 years.
Andrew Morris coming into this competition with his first piece of apparatus, the floor, knowing that he has an awful lot to do. He's 0.5 behind Terry Bartlett, and he's looking for his 3rd successive British Championship. Lands his full in. Double somersault, twist in the first one. Andrew, very experienced, very used to this situation. He came into the finals last year 0.8 behind Barry Winch, and by sheer consistency and nibbling away at him, overtook him and held on to his championship.
A beautiful strength move there in flat line, lift from prone raise up to handstand, and the audience appreciates that skill. Looking so composed right the way through this exercise, even giving the judges confidence in him. That was a terrific routine. What a start there for Andrew Morris.
Well, in gymnastics, anything can happen, but if things go right, this championship ought to be decided between this man, Terry Bartlett, in the lead at the end of the preliminaries by 0.5 from the reigning champion, Andrew Morris. It's really going to be a head-to-head between them, unless one of them makes a bad mistake. Oh, and what an opener. A double straight back somersault. I don't think we've seen a British gymnast do that before.
No, most certainly not, and not many continentals do it as well as that.
The most difficult somersault there is on the floor, that double straight back. So difficult to get the rotation, and he landed it marvelously. He's on a gymnastics scholarship at Penn State University in America, and he really is a very, very polished gymnast. Won the competition over there that they call the Junior Olympics.
when in this country he competes for Southampton Gymnastic Club under Bill Cosgrove, the man who brought him along from being a 10-year-old. And Bill must certainly be proud of him today. That was some routine.
A great start from Andrew Morris with 9.25, but I think an even better one there from Terry Bartlett.
And Andrew Morris now, the fight's really on between he and Terry Bartlett. He's fallen further behind. Andrew started 0.5 behind Terry. He's now 0.75 behind, so he really has a lot of leeway to make up.
Started very well, beautiful form so far. And a very smooth transition there into the shears section that every pommel horse routine must have. Good control, just a little loss of tension in the legs building into that dismount, but otherwise a very good exercise. Terry Bartlett, leader of the competition. Again, on this second piece of apparatus, he's going after Andrew Morris. He's seen him score 9.35. Extended his lead on the floor. Doesn't look to have quite such good rhythm on this. Some good difficulty in there, but never really got going quite as fluently as he might have wanted. And here a chance to see again the early part of Terry Bartlett's pommel routine. Really was wobbly at this stage. I think he missed a move there, and as so often happens, he loses his confidence and loses his form, and that's where the mark slipped away. Carl Beynon just getting a perfectly still position before he starts his rings routine. He's firmly in third place. Almost a full mark behind Andrew Morris in second place, but he's got a big gap below him, so he ought to be secure in third place unless he makes a bad mistake. Very strong move there, that down from handstand into that top planche and from there into the cross. That really is a very powerful sequence.
And that was a superb routine. It almost hurt to watch. It was so strong.
And at the halfway point of the men's competition, Andrew Morris has retaken the lead, 81.625. Terry Bartlett second, 81.575. And Carl Beynon third with 80.55. Terry Bartlett to vault. He knows he's just lost the lead. He's handspring, front half twist. Beautiful vault from Terry Bartlett. Beautiful position, tight throughout it. And that's going to put him right back in contention. Andrew Morris to vault. He needs 9.2 to keep his lead, and he's capable of far higher than that. Full twisting, Sukahara really went for control. You could almost see him measuring it out as he did his twist in the vault.
And everything to gain from doing a good vault. Just look at that concentration from Andrew Morris. Tremendous power, lovely thrust off the top. What a vault. And 9.4 the score.
Terry Bartlett onto the parallel bars. He's 0.25 behind Andrew Morris now. He cannot afford another slip. Beautiful heavy turn there. The Stutz, very elegant when he gets it right with the Amadov, but did he mean to go down onto his forearms there? And the landing's good. Looking much happier after that one. Bill Cosgrove congratulates him. His big chance. Can he make it? Andrew Morris onto the parallel bars. This men's battle between him and Terry Bartlett developing to titanic proportions. One coming back at the other all the time. He now needs 9.35 to hold on to the lead that he held before this round. Magnificent effort by Terry Bartlett. 9.55 he scored on the parallel bars to bring himself right back into contention. Very, very controlled so far. That one bar work, very difficult because, of course, the balance much more difficult. And just one step back on landing. That was another very polished exercise. It should be enough to keep him in the lead. Well, Andrew Morris performing very solidly on the P-bars, but he didn't really have the flair in this exercise that Terry Bartlett showed in his. And although he comes up a very secure dismount, he hasn't got the difficulty there, and he's only scored 9.2. The lead changes hands again. Carl Bynum takes a moment to concentrate onto the parallel bars. He's had a very, very solid competition. Really knows that he's got third place. Just as I say, he's had such a solid competition. He got very shaky on me and had to adjust twice before going into those consecutive Diamantov turns. Every adjustment in your grip on the bars is a fault on this piece of apparatus.
He's amazingly strong, though, and many other gymnasts would have fallen from the apparatus, but Carl managed to hold on, and a look of relief on his face there.
Andrew Morris, 0.1 behind Terry Bartlett. He's got to perform the high bar routine of his life. Beautifully high Jaeger there.
And a triple back at the end, but touching his hands on the floor. He's not too pleased about that landing at all.
Well, that could be, that little touch at the end could be the difference between the championship not getting. He looks very disappointed. He knows that Terry Bartlett's got a good one. He's now got to sit it out and wait. Well, Andrew Morris must know that this final section of his high bar routine cost him any chance at all of the 1985 championship. He was going for 3 consecutive British championships. But he builds up here. He's pinning everything on landing this triple somersault successfully. There's 1, there's 2, there's the 3rd, and those hands down. And he scored just 9 dead. That's the championship gone for him. Well, what a moment for this man. A confident wave to the crowd, but here he is, just 1 exercise away from his first British championship. He only needs 8.95, and his routine's got far more difficulty in it than that. Came to prominence as the winner of the Thames Junior Gymnast of the Year, and then went to the United States. He's now at Penn State University, and barring mistakes, this should be his championship. What a battle he's had with Andrew Morris. And there, completed absolutely beautifully. He knows it. That's the new British champion. He was confident he could hold off Andrew Morris. It looked close at times. Andrew got back in the lead, but now he's done it.
British national champion, Terry Bartlett.
What a moment for Terry Bartlett. He always looked destined to win the British Championship. Some of us thought that Andrew Morris would hold him off a little longer than this, but there he is, taking the goal position and preventing Andrew Morris from winning 3 successive British Championships, and Andrew's teammate Carl Bynum in 3rd place.
Terry, congratulations. A great performance, but a little bit dodgy in the middle.
Yeah, I expected Andrew to come on in force, especially on pommel horse and rings, and he certainly did. He had some really good routines halfway through and completely lost my lead by vault, but I knew that if I had a good P-bars, then I'll be right back in the competition again.
How did you talk yourself through the parallel bars and get yourself into that position again?
Well, you don't talk yourself through it, you just go with the flow and try not to tighten up. That's my worst enemy, is if I tighten up and try too hard. So I just went with the flow, and gladly it swung quite well.
And a lovely high bar routine to finish.
Yeah. I had the advantage over Andrew, seeing his routine, and he touched down on his triple. It's a marvellous routine up till there, and put a little bit of the pressure off. But having said that, when I chalked up and prepared for the routine, I did get tremendously nervous, and then tried to settle down again, and everything went well.
So Terry Bartlett books his place for Montreal as well, and I hope very much you've enjoyed our gymnastics action tonight. Well, I know you're going to enjoy what comes next. The ice dance